What's up, everyone? Now, this is a completely different video from what I normally do. I do tech reviews and tech products and things like that. I want to start getting into entertainment. I'm talking about movies and TV shows because I like watching TV shows on my downtime. A good movie, love to be entertained by those things. So, what I decided to do was, since I do technology and like doing YouTube videos and all these things, I kind of have a more of appreciation for the process of making a TV show or a movie. Not on that larger scale of what I do, but my layout is simple. But I just want to start talking about these things. I just like, watching TV shows and movies that I like. And I want to start talking about it. What I want this to be is like a forum where I can kind of have people on. We talk about a TV show, movie, whatever that came out. That's the talk of the town. We talk about it, give our opinions, our ups and downs, our likes and dislikes about it. So I want to start getting into those type of things. But in this video, I want to talk about Loki season 2. And one of the things I like about this show is that Tom Hiddleston as Loki has just been phenomenal. Love him as the character. Everything about it. He got that cool swag about him, that deep tone voice that goes slow. Like, I think if he don't want to do acting, I think he can do a job as a good narrator of like audiobooks. He has that type of cool voice. So he just embodies the character of Loki. And watching this season, as you start to see, is this how it's supposed to play out? Was this all part of the plan? We don't know because we have to see other projects down the line. But in this show alone, the time slipping, the going through time where they say he couldn't go through time in the TV because it's outside of time, but he was slipping through time in the past and the future. The character introduction of Ouroboros, OB, by Ken App. The minute he comes on the screen, you just like him. He's a likable guy. You like him. You feel for. He's just that type of character. You're cool. You like him from the beginning. Nothing he does you dislike about him. So you was all for that character. Because they bring back, last season's regulars as far as Sylvie, B15, Renslayer. One of my dislikes I will say about that, I think Renslayer got the little short end of the stick. Now, another variant can come, I get that. But they set her character up to be, I want to say, the right-hand woman to Kang. And then you see it play out during the course of the season. Like, she's as power-hungry as he is, but that's how she was in the comics. But that's his love interest at the same time, but they kind of didn't play into that. Okay. Still one of those situations where, okay, they didn't do it in the show, but they still can possibly do it in a future project with a different variant. Whatever. Because one of my things I didn't like about what they did to Renslayer, when they, episode 4, where she got, pruned, I was like, okay, in this episode, you're going to see at the end of the time, you'll see her come across. I'm thinking it's going to be a whole episode dedicated to her kind of trying to get out of the void. So I'm thinking, like, it's going to be that. Nothing. You don't get nothing after episode 4. You don't see her until the end of episode 6. A little disappointed about that. Like I said, that's just me because I was expecting more of a backstory about what happened to her. But this show is basically all about Loki, which I understand it's called Loki, but it's all about his story arc and how he's progressed from the first Thor to here. Now, there's some to believe that he's the god of stories. No one's confirmed that at the time as this video, and that may have changed right after I release it. But because in the comics he became the god of stories, then they say he was Avenger Prime. So we don't know in what direction Marvel's going to go. I have to wait and see. But Owen Wilson's character and development. Here's the thing I had with that. Clearly, he got ripped off his timeline in 2022. Now, during that time, that was the last year of the blip, I want to say. Because with the timeline, was it? I want to say it was 2023 in Avengers Endgame. So that was right before the blip. So his wife must have got blipped, and he had to raise his 2 sons. Still want to know what was his branching event. I have to wait and see. But you get to see him on the jet ski at the jet ski store. And while Loki is time slipping through all these different points of time, it was always to some particular person that he's familiar with from the TVA. So a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but when it came down later on in the season, you start to realize he's going to places that he wants to go. And as he kind of takes control of the time slipping, basically he becomes he who remains. But without a 10 pad or nothing, but he's just slipping through time to different points where he wants to go. And like, it leaves the question like, was that written by He Who Remains, or was that just something that happened he didn't intend to happen? Something like that. He says he knows about the slipping and all these other things, because when He Who Remains comes back, he asks him like, how long you been doing this? So he knew what was going on. We just have to wait and see further down the line, where's this going to go? Because at the end of the show, which was, like I said, I want to say the end of Loki's story arc, because he becomes the god of stories, if they go with that, or another version of He Who Remains, or whatever. He creates the tree of life. In Norse mythology, that's the tree of Yggdrasil. Do we still have the sacred timeline? Is this a branch time? It's like now people who are in the TVA have a choice. They can stay or they can leave and do whatever they want. So Loki gets his throne at the end. But what happens with He Who Remains, who states in the show, a lot of my variants is already out there. But then they mentioned the one in Ant-Man Quantumania about how they handled that, so they still keep an eye out for the rest of them. So how many is it? We don't know. Clearly, the one in Ant-Man Quantumania is dead or gone or whatever, pruned, whatever. So was that? I don't know, because it's like, which one is Kang the Conqueror? They all Kang the Conqueror, but which one becomes He Who Remains? Is that a different, that's kind of like where I want to go with the story. I want to know what happens with that. I want to know who becomes He Who Remains at the end of the timeline, and let the sacred timeline be the sacred timeline. Have to wait and see. So, overall, season 2, loved it. Now, let me rephrase that. I didn't love it. I greatly enjoyed it. Because it's hard for me to love something, but I love Tom Hiddleston as Loki. He embraces the character. He embodies it. He just, when they mentioned the show and what it was going to be, I was like, yeah, I'm a Tom Hiddleston fan. Ever since I seen him as the first Loki, I was like, I like him. He gives me that Loki vibe. And over time, he's just evolved the character into what it is. And he's just, whenever he plays the character, I want to watch what he does. He has become that for me when it comes to playing this character. I want to see him play this character. And that's what happens when you embody the character and played it for so many years. You just see the progression, and you can tell he loves being the character. So whenever he plays the character, I want to see it. So I'm definitely hoping they do a season 3. Or we see him in Avengers Kang Dynasty in some aspects, or Secret Wars, whatever they're going to do. But overall, I enjoyed both seasons. The first season was supposed to be this crime thriller. I love crime thrillers, so I was really looking forward to that. Had a great time with it. And they kind of kept it condensed. It wasn't this big spectacle. Well, it had a big spectacle moment, but it wasn't like this big extravagant event. Oh no, it was a contained story about Loki and his progression to where he was going to go. And I want to say the end of his story arc, but we don't know. It was just well done. I mean, it's none of the characters you didn't like. Most of the characters you liked. OB, classic. Want to see more of him. Like, even with Sylvie, even though she did something that ruined everything, in some aspects you understood it because they took her life away. So she's been on the run for so many years. She ain't really have a time to kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy life at the time. So she kind of hates that about them. And like, no matter how much she hates the fact that the TVA took that away from her, she still wants to do the right thing in some aspect of it. Like, after she see what Loki is doing and what he's trying to preserve, that's when she was like, you know what? He's giving us a chance. But, like I said, I enjoyed the show. Hopefully I get a season 3. Shoot, you just give me season 3 with Mobius, OB, and Casey, I'm good. Nah, I can get with them 3. Let Sylvie and Loki do their thing. Give me those 3 and give them a crazy, and B15. I ain't got nothing against that, but those characters, love them to death. Look, I want to see more of them. That's what I would like to see. But that's my little review of season 2. I enjoyed it. Go check it out. All 6 episodes is out now. Kick back, have you some coffee, some cake, cookies, whatever. Sit back and enjoy a good show. Thank you guys for checking this video. If you like this little video and you want to be a part of what I'm trying to do here, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button to put this video out here. And like I said, I want to start having, conversations with everybody who wants to come on here and talk movies and TVs. Let's do it, man. Let's just have a good conversation with cookies and coffee. Thank you guys for checking this out. See you next time.